Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. If you're a true Lakers fan, or just someone who loves following the twists and turns of the NBA's biggest names, you're definitely going to want to stick around for this one, because what we're diving into today could shape the future of the Los Angeles Lakers for years to come. Now, imagine this. A generational talent, a global superstar, a player many believed would wear just one jersey his entire career, suddenly, shockingly, becomes a Laker. That's right, Luka Doncic, the face of the Dallas Mavericks, is now wearing purple and gold. And even though it's only been a few months since that bombshell trade, the conversations around his next move are already heating up. And believe me, they're getting spicy. Because here's the thing. Luka has a player option coming up in 2027. But this summer, he's eligible to sign a long-term extension with the Lakers. So the big question, the one everyone's asking right now, is will Luka commit to LA for the long haul? Or is there a chance this is all just a temporary stop? And what Perkins just said on ESPN, well, let's just say it shook NBA Twitter. So let's break it all down, the numbers, the rumors, the contract situation, the team dynamics, and what it really means for the Lakers moving forward. Buckle up, because this one is packed. All right, let's start with what we know. Luka Doncic was traded to the Lakers earlier this year in a move that stunned the entire NBA world. Many thought he'd be a Maverick for life. Dallas had built the team around him. He was the Mavericks. But internal tension, concerns about the team's ceiling, and a front office that couldn't quite get the right pieces around him eventually led to the unthinkable, a blockbuster deal that sent him to Los Angeles. And to say he's made an impact in LA would be an understatement. In just 29 games wearing a Lakers jersey, Luka's averaging 28.5 points, 8.1 rebounds, 7.3 assists, and 1.6 steals per game. He's shooting 44.2% from the field and 38.4% from deep. And he's not just putting up numbers, he's elevating the team. The Lakers finished the regular season with a 50-32 record, good enough for the third seed in a brutal Western Conference. But here's where things start to get really interesting. According to ESPN's Bobby Marks, Luka is eligible to sign a contract extension with the Lakers this summer. However, the Supermax extension, the kind of deal that locks a player into a massive long-term contract, isn't on the table. Not yet, anyway. Which raises an obvious but important question. Will Luka sign now? Or wait it out and test free agency in 2026 or 2027? Because if he doesn't extend this summer, it opens the door. Just slightly. But in the NBA, a slightly open door is all it takes for rumors to explode. Let's dig into the details. Luka's current contract includes a player option for the 2027 season. That means if he chooses, he could hit free agency as soon as the summer of 2027. That's only 2 seasons from now. But this summer, August specifically, is when he could lock in a longer stay in LA by signing an extension. Now, Bobby Marks made a key point. He said that although Luka won't be eligible for a Supermax, he could still earn more over the long term by signing sooner rather than later. And perhaps even more important, the Lakers hold a critical advantage. They can offer a 5th year in the deal, something that teams with cap space in 2026 won't be able to match. That 5th year, it's huge. It's the difference between long-term stability and a shorter, riskier contract elsewhere. So what does this mean? Well, could Luka be waiting to see how this playoff run plays out? Could he be using this offseason to evaluate the Lakers' long-term plan? Or is it possible that he's already decided and just hasn't made it public yet? We don't know for sure. But what we do know is this. Perkins, former NBA champion and now one of ESPN's most vocal personalities, believes it's already a done deal. Here's what he said, word for word, courtesy of SportsCenter. Luka Doncic will never play for another franchise. Period. The history tells us, once you put on that Laker uniform, you're not leaving. Strong words. And honestly, Perkins might be onto something. Because the Lakers aren't just any franchise. They're a dynasty. They're one of the most iconic brands in sports. For a player like Luka, who already has a global fan base, Los Angeles is the perfect platform. The marketing opportunities, the endorsements, the exposure, they're on another level. Is it possible Luka is already falling in love with LA and just letting the season play out before making it official? Some insiders believe that's exactly what's happening. But fans aren't taking anything for granted. Social media is filled with speculation, theories, and passionate pleas from both sides. Mavericks fans are still heartbroken and holding out hope that maybe, just maybe, he'll come back someday. Meanwhile, Lakers Nation is already treating him like one of their own, showering him with love, chanting MVP in the Crypto.com arena, and dreaming about a future where he brings multiple titles to LA. So what would happen if Luka doesn't sign the extension this summer? Well, here's where it gets tricky. According to Marks, the financial playing field becomes razor-thin. Only a small handful of teams are projected to have the cap space in 2026 to make a serious offer. And without that fifth year on the table, most of those offers won't be able to compete with what the Lakers can give him, both in dollars and in prestige. So even if Luka chooses not to sign right away, it doesn't necessarily mean he's planning to leave. It could just be a business move, keeping his options open, maximizing leverage. But here's the wild card. What if the Lakers flame out in the playoffs? Right now, they're down 0-1 in their first-round series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Game 2 is coming up Tuesday night, and it's already feeling like a must-win. If the Lakers suffer another early postseason exit, will that shake Luka's confidence in the team's direction? Or will it motivate the front office to double down, build a stronger core, and prove that LA is serious about building a dynasty around him? Because make no mistake, the clock is already ticking. And when you've got a player like Luka Doncic, someone who could easily be the face of the league for the next decade, you do not want to risk letting him slip away. So now we turn it over to you. What do you think about all of this? Do you believe Luka Doncic is in LA to stay? Or do you think he's keeping his options open, just in case something better comes along down the line? Think about the symbolism. One generational icon passing the baton to the next. The Lakers have always been about legacy, from Magic to Kobe to LeBron, and Luka fits that lineage perfectly. He's not just a star. He's a player who thrives under pressure, who lives for the big stage. And there's no stage bigger than Los Angeles. Another intriguing element? The front office. Rob Pelinka has been unusually active behind the scenes, reportedly laying groundwork for future moves that could further convince Luka that LA is the place to be. We're talking about potential trades, mid-level signings, and even whispers of one more all-star joining the mix in the near future. And here's the kicker. Luka's chemistry with Anthony Davis is already looking better than most expected. There were concerns initially. Would their styles clash? Would Eddie dominate the paint while Luka needs the ball in his hands? But those fears have faded quickly. On the court, they're complementing each other beautifully. Luka's vision paired with AD's versatility is proving to be a lethal combination. Not to mention, the locker room vibe has shifted. Players are energized. Practices are sharper. The culture is changing, and a big part of that is Luka's presence. Coaches have praised his leadership, his work ethic, and his ability to lift teammates around him. He's not just fitting in, he's setting the tone. Even Darvin Ham, who faced criticism early in the season, seems to be finding his groove with Luka in the system. The offense looks more fluid. The rotations are tighter. There's a sense of identity forming, something the Lakers lacked in previous years. And that's not a coincidence. From a business perspective, the Lakers are also thriving. Luka's arrival has sparked a surge in merchandise sales, ticket demand, and global reach. Jersey sales are through the roof. International media coverage has increased. The Lakers aren't just building a team, they're expanding their empire. And let's not forget the clutch moments. Already this season, Luka has delivered game winners, buzzer beaters, and fourth-quarter heroics that have cemented his place in Lakers lore. He's not just playing well, he's writing his own Hollywood script, one game at a time. Of course, none of this guarantees a long-term commitment. The NBA is unpredictable, but the stars seem to be aligning. The Lakers are positioning themselves not just to keep Luka, but to build around him for the next decade. And here's something else to watch, the draft. LA doesn't have a ton of picks to work with, but there's talk they could trade into the late first round. If they find a young, complementary piece, maybe a sharpshooter or wing defender, it could be one more reason for Luka to stay locked in. Plus, let's not underestimate the influence of lifestyle. Luka has been spotted courtside at USC games, enjoying LA nightlife, and even collaborating with local charities. He's becoming part of the city's fabric. That kind of connection, it doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't fade easily. One NBA executive put it like this: players go to LA for business, but they stay for the culture. And if that's true, the Lakers might be closer to a long-term deal than most people think. There's also been buzz about how Luka is handling the media. In Dallas, he was often visibly frustrated, short answers, tense interviews, and the weight of a franchise on his shoulders. In LA, though, he's smiling more, engaging, joking with reporters. It's a subtle but telling change. He seems lighter, like he's enjoying the ride again. Off the court, he's building real relationships with teammates. Word is, he's especially close with Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura. They've been seen working out together, grabbing dinner after games, even teaming up for some pretty hilarious social media content. That kind of camaraderie matters, especially when you're thinking about your future. And the fans, oh man, the fans. There's a different kind of love in LA. When Luka walks into the Crypto.com arena, it's electric. The chants start early. The signs in the stands, the jerseys, the murals already popping up around the city. It's like he's already become part of Lakers history, and we're still in year one. There's also something to be said about legacy. Luka has always been aware of his place in the game. In LA, he has the opportunity to cement his legacy not just as an elite talent, but as a winner. Rings matter. Statues matter. And with the resources and visibility the Lakers provide, that legacy becomes larger than life. And let's talk about the narrative. The redemption arc. After falling short in Dallas and carrying the burden of unmet expectations, Luka landing in LA and winning will be one of the greatest storylines in modern NBA history. A player once doubted for staying loyal to a stagnant franchise finally gets the support he deserves and thrives. There are even whispers that Luka has been actively involved in team strategy meetings. According to one report, he sat in on front office discussions, given input on potential trade targets, and is already being treated like the franchise cornerstone, not just a player, but a partner in the Lakers' vision. And while the big names get the headlines, don't sleep on how Luka's leadership is impacting the younger guys. Max Christie, Jalen Hood-Schifino, they've both spoken about how much they're learning from him, both on and off the court. His presence is shaping the next generation of Lakers, too. In a lot of ways, this feels like the perfect storm. The right player, the right team, the right moment in NBA history. And while nothing is guaranteed, the signs are all pointing in the same direction. Luka Doncic and the Lakers might just be the next great dynasty. And you better believe other teams are watching closely. Executives around the league are already adjusting their strategies, preparing for the possibility that Luka could stay in LA long-term. That's how powerful this move has been. It's shifting the balance of power before our eyes. Even Luka's old teammates in Dallas have weighed in, some anonymously, some publicly. And the message is the same. They miss him. They know what they lost. And watching him thrive in Los Angeles? It's bittersweet. Still, the final decision lies with Luka. And while every sign points to a long-term stay, the NBA is the league of surprises. Things can shift quickly. A playoff injury, a bad trade, an unexpected rift. It only takes one domino to fall for everything to change. But if the Lakers keep winning, if they keep building, keep evolving, the odds of Luka staying skyrocket. Because when you combine success with legacy, loyalty, and the spotlight of LA, that's a hard package to walk away from. There's even a growing belief within league circles that Luka could eventually become the voice of the Lakers, not just the engine on the court, but the emotional leader off of it. He's already taking more responsibility in huddles, speaking up in key moments, and setting the tone in practices. It's a role that doesn't come easy, unless it's already in your DNA. And if the Lakers go deep in the playoffs, let's say Western Conference Finals or beyond, it could accelerate everything. A deep run would validate the team's vision, reinforce Luka's faith in the organization, and send a loud message to the rest of the league. The Lakers are back, and they're building around a superstar who's just entering his prime. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, Lakers executives are reportedly working on a long-term marketing strategy that centers around Luka. Billboards, commercials, international partnerships. They see him as not just a player, but a global ambassador. Someone who can carry the franchise into the next decade, both on and off the floor. And here's the wild part. Despite all the media noise, Luka has stayed incredibly composed. No cryptic tweets. No dramatic interviews. Just basketball. That quiet confidence. That's exactly what Lakers fans love. He doesn't need to chase headlines. The headlines chase him. You can also see how his arrival has shifted the Lakers' long-term thinking. This isn't a team chasing quick fixes anymore. They're investing in player development, focusing on sustainable success, and thinking about how to stay competitive not just next year, but 5 years from now. That kind of stability is rare, and it's exactly what Luka was missing in Dallas. Even league legends have started chiming in. Magic Johnson tweeted recently that Luka was born to be a Laker. Shaq called him the next face of Showtime. When Hall of Famers are publicly backing you like that, it's a sign that something special is happening. Personally, I think Luka's heart is already here. You can feel it in the way he plays, the chemistry he's building with his teammates, and the way the fans have embraced him. But this is the NBA. Nothing is ever guaranteed. And until that extension is signed, the drama continues. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. Lakers Nation, sound off. Let's talk about this future. Let's talk about Luka. And let's keep this conversation going. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. We've got more news, more rumors, and more deep dives coming your way every single day. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Lakers!